Good morning. We're back out here again. I'm going to be working with Annie again today. And we've got Abilene just out here outside the pen hanging out. And so we'll just get into it. Hi, Annie. So Annie's seemingly wanting to attach and connect. Really nice and calm. I'm really liking the way she feels pretty comfortable in approaching. Pretty relaxed in her body as she does it too. Hey, sweetie. Are you wanting to check me out a little bit? So I really like how calm she's staying as she goes through this. She's starting to get a little more comfortable with this process of exploring me just a little, exploring. Want to try it again? Really took more confident steps in there that time, more comfortable, like she was okay with it. Did a little beyond sniffing my hand there, actually got her lips on it a little bit. Now it was a little bit tougher, so she stepped back one step there, released just a little bit, but that's pretty good. Really starting to reach out and engage with me with that top lip. Sometimes I'll reach my hand out here to sniff and she'll go beyond it and up higher here like she wants to check out my face, and so that's when I'll just lean it in. Let her see what's going on there. She's been doing a really nice job of staying calm in her body, feeling calm, feeling safer in this proximity. Feeling a little safer as I approach. Feeling okay with engagement. Some touch on her nose. Still not quite sure herself how to reach out and touch me and feel okay. Wants to bite a little there, and that's okay. Just don't let her bite me. Ask her to try again. Maybe just work on moving out a little bit together here. It's awfully scary. So just being aware kind of how much proximity does she feel comfortable with, how much movement in that proximity. And as we get closer, the amount of movement she's going to be able to tolerate. Going to be less. And just trying to work within her window of tolerance on all that stuff. So we're just going to ask her to detach a little bit. See if she can stay as calm in her detachment as she started out today in that attachment. And you see her pushing in. In that detachment. So I just put a little pressure there on her side and ask her to calmly step out there. Same things we've seen in the past. Let's just see how she does, and asking her to step out into that space. Pretty good. She's able to acknowledge it. And notice as soon as she was able to just look out there and acknowledge it, what happened to her body? Her pace slowed down a little bit. She relaxed, took a little breath. As we get to this other space that she doesn't want to look into, energy goes up for her a little bit. But as soon as she gets into that thing that she was worried about, her body's able to feel that it's not such a huge deal, and it can release that tension. I was just giving you a little more space to go by there. Yeah. And so again, just looking that she can be present with where she is in the pen here. Look into those spaces that worry her a little bit. Instead of getting really excited running by them. Not dealing with them, but avoiding them. That's just a pattern she's got. And her mind does a really good job of making her think those things are really, really dangerous. But once her body experiences that they're not, she starts to come back a little bit, is able to stay a little more calm, able to start to engage with those places over there. And she just needs help. Somebody asking her to do that. That was good, Annie. Yes, ma'am. Very good. It's hard, wasn't it? So now we'll just work on detaching a little here where we ask her to stand. And we'll see how far we can get around her. Hi, Abilene. Alright, there. It was maybe too far, so we'll step back here. Says, I'm going to reposition you just a little bit, and that's okay. Oh. It's not real far that we can get around her before she feels the need to reposition us back in front. So it's just something we want to work on here. And so when she kind of connects to me and relaxes just a little bit there, I'm going to come back out here out front where she feels a little better. And we'll try going down this other side. And just notice where she starts to feel uncomfortable with it. And just pause there a little and hold. See if she can relax and connect a little. Can recognize that I'm not threatening. I'm not intending to hurt her in this space. See that her body can experience that a little bit and maybe start convincing her mind that it's not so bad. So we'll walk out here again to this side. Oh, right there she feels the need to step and reposition just a little. Try again to find this line. I feel like it's right there. Now I feel like she's in a place where she's a little uncomfortable, hasn't completely repositioned me, so this is where I want to hold. Wait for her to relax in her body just a little bit. And so she repositions her feet just a little bit, a little more relaxed. I'm just going to step back out in front. So I feel like right there's the moment before she's going to reposition me. So I'm just going to stop here and breathe. And there's a little bit more relaxed response there. Shakes some tension out of her neck a little. Moves her head back out in front of her to a more natural relaxed position. So I'll just reposition over. And we'll head down this way. Oh, right there? She says, yeah, that was too far right there. Okay. And this can be one of those exercises where it's real easy for your mind to wander and for you to start thinking about other things. And if you start doing that, she'll start checking out in this process too, and that's not what we're looking for. You won't feel safe for you to keep going around. She'll notice, so you've got to stay really present and just really aware and focused on all the signs she's giving you, so you can start to see when she's relaxing and when you need to go back and when you've gone too far. And that takes you just staying really, really present really attuned with her. Really calm and comfortable in your movement. And the more attuned you can be in that, you can catch these little steps and stop before she completely repositions. Anytime she completely repositions, we've kind of got to start over. But if we can catch right here on this line, this is where we're doing the best work. We can stop right here on this line and wait for her to relax and experience me being just a little further over here, and that it's safe. I'm going to be predictable. It's going to be okay. And so we just hang out here. Make sure we've released all the tension in our body, that we're relaxed and comfortable and calm and present. And just wait for her to notice that, and wait to see some signs that she heads down that pathway as well. And in this kind of work, you really start on a very subtle level, becoming more attuned to what your horse looks like when she's concerned about something. And that's going to be important for y'all's relationship. The quicker you can pick up on that, the better off y'all are both going to be. And this is a really good place to fine-tune some of that. Oh, was too far. Okay, was too far. Let's try again. Right there. She's leaning. Had to pick up her foot just a little bit, but set it back down because she noticed that I noticed. Wants to step forward and reposition me, put her foot back. So just noticing all these things. Noticing her breathing, when it's shallow, when it's a little deeper. Tightness in her face and in her eyes. You can really start to figure out how to read your horse if you'll stay present in these moments here. And see when she releases that tension in her neck, releases the thought of having to block me from going over there, and making sure that I release back over here to where she feels safe. So right there is our line. I feel like it's shifting a little bit. Feel her relax, and I just release back over to here to where she kind of feels pretty comfortable with me. And start going this way again. Says maybe that was a little too far. Let me find that line again since you repositioned me. Where is it? Right there? So just noticed was too much for her. She had to reposition, and I think this is an important thing to recognize. Even Annie, who doesn't feel super comfortable with being really close and attached, when we're getting over to a place she doesn't feel comfortable, one of the ways she starts to try to control what I'm doing is by attaching a little bit, so that she can use her body to block me off from where she doesn't feel really comfortable. And so just recognizing that, not mistaking it for something that it's not. And instead of just going back in and trying to attach with her, going back to working on this place here that's tough, because that's where we need the work. And again, you see she'll take some steps up here to attach to me at a level she's comfortable with, to try to control this a little bit. So I'm just going to keep trying to find this line here, right there maybe, and stop on it and see if, instead of trying to control and blocking me off, she can connect with me and my intention and relax in her body just a little bit, and maybe have a different thought. Yeah, there's a deep breath. And I'll take that. And so there I see concern arise in her. Head comes up, comes over. A little bit restless. I just want to see her work that out. Come back to more of a state of calm here. And so she went to walk away. I just offered to follow her. And just me taking one step, or even half a step, was enough that she turned back around and re-engaged with me. And now I'm even more parallel to her shoulder. We're at a greater distance here, so she feels a little safer there with that. And there she's able to release a little. But not comfortable enough to just completely sit there and relax. She needed to reposition me here where she feels even safer. So I'm going to back up just a little bit, because proximity is a big issue for her. And we're going to work at a greater distance on this. And see what she can tolerate at a greater distance. Which might give me more room. As the circle gets bigger, I can take more steps. Every little movement I make is not as, doesn't have as intense of a feel out here for her. So about right there, she says. The line on this side today doesn't feel like it's very far over. And that's alright, we're going to stop and work on that line there. She needs to reposition me, that's okay. We'll just start back over. Looking for that place. Again, feels the need to reposition me, however slightly it was. So we'll go again. She says, oh, that's a little far. And the line's really just not very far on that side. You want to come in here and see me a little bit. Yeah. That's a big deal, isn't it? I would imagine hats are an odd concept for a horse. I've had this on me the whole time. So when she runs away from it, it just follows her. As she engages, it goes away. Okay, how about we detach from the hat? What do you think? Yeah, you can get out there and move away from it a little. And so we just move it back to her rear there. So we just put a little pressure on her back hip with it here. She's going back away from it because we're in a tight space here, and that's okay. We just keep it there. Ask her to start engaging with it. I want to see those front feet move forward a little. Keep that pressure the same long enough she can have a different thought of, I've got to avoid it, and instead maybe if I step towards it, what's going to happen? And she's able to do that pretty calmly there. There's a little more calmer engagement. So this is a pattern with Annie. We're starting to slowly see change just a little bit in the way when something's threatening to her, how she responds to it. And it used to be a big blow up and a big snort, a lot of tension in her body. Now she's gotten a little better control of it to where she still has a little bit of that happens, but she's able to override it a little and then try to attempt to connect with the thing. And at first, when it's really scary for her, she still doesn't have the ability to really relax in her body as she does it, but she pushes herself up here a little bit, even if it's a little dysregulated. So just watching her have a different thought there, instead of retreating, running, her thought there she had for just a second was to pause and lean into it so the hat goes down. More of those moments we can catch for her, the quicker we'll be able to help her convince herself that this thing's no big deal. She might even touch it. Whew! You touched it. Good. That was pretty good. So really, to get very far over on her left side there, gotta go way out away from her. Yeah, it's back to just my hand now, not a hat. That feels a lot better. And so now I'm just increasing frequency, which is just a little more energy with how we raise our hand up here, how often we do it, how much time she has in between to stop and regulate herself and release tension, her body. Good. Well, come on out of there. No? That was nice. Okay. So just getting in a rhythm. As we introduce a little higher energy into this process, is going to help her. And you see she kind of getting that rhythm with you and responds a little bit. And just notice she gets worked up just a little bit. Just give her a second. Come down maybe a little. Get a hold of herself. Regulate just a little. See if she can re-engage. And it's going to be an important process for her. Little by little, continuing to bring more energy into this process for her. That's going to push her up that arousal continuum a little more, so that she's got to figure out how to bring herself back down. That's going to be an important skill, especially for Annie, because she can fly up that arousal continuum so fast. It's helping her build in the ability to come back down it. Whew. Yeah, I'm still here. Good. Good. That was nice. And so I'll leave her there today. A little harder. Asking a little more of her. She's getting a little more aroused, but she's also learning how to control it and still connect through it. Her body's got to feel that tension and that stress to be able to know how to work through it, and she's starting to figure that out. And that last little bit of engagement felt very soft and intentional on her part as she touched me, which was a little different than what we'd kind of been going through before. And so that's just information for me that she was a little more present and intentional about how she was touching there. And so I just want to see she can calm down a little bit here. All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks, guys.